Ball squad coming off of a Sun Belt Conference opening victory at Troy, which brought an end to a lot of streaks, and we'll get to those later. But we'll start with our player interviews, and first we'll start on offense. This gentleman was named the 2011 Sun Belt Conference Freshman of the Year. He rushed for 137 yards Saturday, leading Louisiana to a Sun Belt opening triumph at Troy. Stepping forth to the podium, Alonzo Harris. Questions you might have for Alonzo, remember to raise your hand and they will bring the microphone over to you.
Alonzo, for you personally, what was the biggest difference from week 1 to week 2, and what was working?
Definitely being on our run keys, being on the same accordance as the offensive line, being able to practice together and come together and develop that unity that we did, and take that practice that we did throughout the week and take it on down the shore.
Alonzo, during the game when you guys started to move, I'd see a couple of your runs you bounced outside. Was that more or less along your read on the line, the way the line was zone blocking, or did you just that was something you just felt was you just kind of feel that's where you wanted to go?
It was a little bit of both. I basically read off the offensive lines, but so it was kind of a little bit on my part making that decision, but also it had something to do with them.
Hey, Alonzo, over here. First Sun Belt game of the year, I mean, on the road against one of the better teams perennially in the conference. Just it was a big win for you week 2.
It was definitely a big win. Felt like it took hard preparation. It was definitely a hard week of practice. I felt like for us to have a good season, it was definitely going to start with the first opening week of conference play. It was definitely a good accomplishment, definitely a good win.
Alonzo, right here. You played last year and play a lot of close games. There seems to be a little bit of a rivalry, a little more personal with Troy than the other teams y'all played in the conference. I mean, a lot of little skirmishes, and just explain this rivalry maybe a little bit other than playing other conference teams.
It's more of a rivalry to me than any other person on the team because first of all, it's my home team. I mean, it's my home state. So as far as it being a rivalry last year, we won 31-17, I think it was. It definitely had a target on our heads on the way down to Detroit, so it was definitely a rivalry game.
What was your reaction when Montrell went down in the first game? How does that affect the running back situation?
It definitely affects us in a negative way because now we're down to 2 guys, me and Efren Breed. And when he told me his injury, I told him to keep a positive attitude because he wasn't sure what the injury was yet. I told him to keep a positive attitude and look up to God and ask him and keep faith with us.
Did you feel like it looked like you guys manhandled them up front late in the game? Was that kind of, you just warmed down because your line's pretty good size?
Oh yeah, they definitely warmed down. They felt like they didn't fire off the ball last week, so they came in to practice with a get at it attitude, and we definitely got it accomplished. Well, they got it accomplished up front.
Alonzo, obviously you guys want to finish drives and with touchdowns, but sometimes it doesn't happen that way. How much of a luxury is it to know when you got number 40 kicked away?
Brett Bear's an awesome athlete. I feel like he's one of the team's best players. I mean, depending on him, when we get down there, we can't score. It's good knowing that he's there.
Alonzo, Blaine wasn't quite as precise as he wanted to be against Lamar, and obviously didn't play a lot last week. What do you think he'll need to do in order to be prepared for Oklahoma State?
I think you have to come into practice with a better attitude, a more focused attitude, a more competitive attitude, knowing that Terrence Broadway did just as well as he did the past couple of games.
Alonzo, what are your expectations for Saturday morning's game against Oklahoma State?
We definitely have to run the ball to set up the pass. I plan on having a better game than I did last week, but like I said before, we have to come into practice working hard.
Alonzo, is there a quarterback controversy?
I wouldn't say it's a controversy, but I think they both need to look at each other like, I can't slack, or he'll be able to take this, or I'll be able to take that. It's kind of it's a level thing right now.
When you look at the Oklahoma State game, obviously you guys have some familiarity with that program, having played them, this will be the third time, I think, in about 4 years or whatever it is. But talk about the familiarity and how you're not afraid to walk into that stadium. You guys played there last year, played very well.
I'm definitely not afraid. I know what to expect. I know they're going to be fast getting to the ball. I know they're going to be a little bigger, a little tougher than what we see in conference play, but it's not nothing that we can't.
Any other questions for Alonzo? Good. All right, thank you, Alonzo.
Thanks, man.
Thank you.